This is the Refinery featuring Free Radical Network, the Party of Choice, and the Conservative Union here on Vigilant Liberty Radio.
All right, and good evening. It is Tuesday, January 27th. This is the Refinery, the place where grassroots organizations come together to explore the best ways to make conservative messaging work, to reach and influence more people. We're here live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central on the refineryshow.com. Go there anytime to watch, listen, and subscribe to the show via YouTube, Vigilant Liberty Radio, iTunes, Stitcher, or TuneIn. Plenty of options for you to provide feedback to us as well. We do want to hear from you. That is therefineryshow.com. We have a live chat on our website, so when you're watching us live, you can chat with us live as well. I am Leslie P. with the Conservative Union. I'm also joined with Ryan Bickmore of the Conservative Union. One of our other partners is Free Radical Network. They are represented here today by Peter Ream, a.k.a. Brass, JD, a.k.a. NJ Libertarian, Felicia Cravens, also known as Fishy, and our third partner in crime is the Party of Choice, and that's over there with Cori and Andrew Paith of the Party of Choice. They're in Colorado. Let's see, we got people from Colorado, Utah, New Jersey, and 3 of us from Texas. The rest of y'all will be in Texas eventually once you get smart enough to become Texan, right?
No.
Yes.
No, that's not how we're just going to make the country better so that we don't all have to move to Texas, because some people don't like going to, places with rattlesnakes and good barbecue.
Okay.
Scorpions.
I like that. We export the Texas success and greatness everywhere, all over America and all over the world, coming to the world soon. Tonight we wanted to talk about, we're going to talk about lots of random miscellaneous things because that's just sort of how we do here. But we wanted to talk about kind of a difficult topic, and it may seem like we're criticizing each other and ourselves and the whole movement and coming down hard on conservatives. But we can't get better if we don't recognize what we do wrong, and if we don't reprimand ourselves for doing something wrong. And Fishy's over there eating popcorn.
No, I believe that's Fruit Loops. I believe that's cereal and nice lipstick there, Fishy. It's a wonderful shade of green that you got going on there.
Gotcha. There's much to criticize our movement about and the people in our movement about. And I do want, it's going to be easy for me, and I think for all of us, to get irritated and critical at ourselves and our compatriots. But we do have to remember that with any, and I'm going to pretend like I know what sports are about, so bear with me if this gets uncomfortable for everyone. It's uncomfortable for me as well, too. This is more like what happens in a locker room when the team is not doing as well as they could. The coach is going to yell at everybody and kind of tear you all down and tell you all the things that you're doing wrong so that you can do right, because the coach wants you to do better. We're not thinking of ourselves. Well, I mean, I guess we are kind of thinking of ourselves as coaches. We've nominated ourselves as coaches of conservative messaging, because we're arrogant. That's just how we are. I'm Texan. That's the way it works.
There are such things as players-only meetings. That does exist.
Okay, so let's say that's what this is. It's a players-only meeting.
And we have confidence in our positions.
Yeah. We've thought about this stuff perhaps more than other people have. We've talked about it amongst ourselves, and we're ready to talk about it publicly on YouTube. We're not as effective as we could be because we're not trying hard enough. And this was exemplified. There was a great article by Jim Geraghty in National Review Online. The title of the article, "Why Are You Here?" And his topic for the article was a couple of experiences that he's had recently where conservatives were yelling at one another and making one another look bad. They were publicly fighting against one another and being bitchy little girls. I always think back to Oh my God, I've forgotten his name. From Burn Notice. Oh my gosh.
Bruce Campbell? You
Bruce
forgot
Campbell. I can't believe I lost his name. Bruce Campbell. You know, Spies,
You're
bunch of
fired.
bitchy little girls. Yeah, I can't. I'm so ashamed of myself. Bruce Campbell. You know, Spies, bunch of bitchy little girls. You know, conservatives. We can be that way, and that's bad for our movement. We make each other look bad. We make ourselves look bad. And Geraghty was asking the question, you know, why are you participating in conservative politics? You're certainly not doing it for the fame and the fortune, because there isn't any fame and fortune. There are far better ways to get famous and get wealthy than being a conservative political social media commentator or blogger. So you're not doing it for the fame and wealth. You're doing it because you want your country to be a better place. We're doing it not for the money. We're doing it for the passion. And many of us don't stop and think and take responsibility for our behavior in a thoughtful way. Does tearing your coworkers or your teammates, does tearing them down help your team do better? Tearing them down publicly. And we have to reach a balance. We can criticize one another, and we must criticize one another, and we must take each other to task to help each other be better. But are we just bitching at each other for the purpose of bitching, and the more I make you look like a bad person, it makes me look like a better person? Is that what people are doing? And so I shared that article because I wanted to trigger a discussion amongst us about how we can criticize one another effectively or be more responsive and responsible to one another. And the weirdest thing happened, and it then started this whole thing rolling downhill, and it got worse as the week went by, because the title of the article is "Why Are You Here?" I did what I normally do, which I summarize what I think from the article, but I was almost kind of trollish in the way I did it because I suspected that people wouldn't click through and read the article, and that they would simply comment on the question, "Why are you here?" And by gum, they did. They weren't reading the article. They were just, "Why are you here?" "Oh, I'm here for the cookies. I'm here for the conservative movement. I'm here because I love America." And almost no one actually read the article. There was no conversation about the content of the article, and it was all just sort of a shallow waste of time. And then there were a couple of other posts throughout the week where one guy posted a liberal graphic, and then the text of his message was what his response had been. So he was sharing to the Conservative Union, "Hey, this is what I saw on a liberal site, and this is the response I gave them. What do you think?" Well, everybody attacked him as if he was a liberal posting in our community. It's like, guys, did you even read the text? He wasn't asking you to follow a link and read some obscure website. Just read the text that accompanied the image. All you're commenting on is the image. You're not even reading the text of the post here. And you've decided that you hate this person, and you're going to accuse this person of being a bad guy and say horrible things about him. You're wrong, you're embarrassing yourself, and now you're making me look bad because I'm a conservative associated with you. This was just a week for me to be kind of disappointed in my fellow conservatives for being very reactionary, not thoughtful, just absolutely posting whatever blatherskite comments they could come up with on the basis of some image or their impression of an image, and then when you call them on it, they get mad at you. Help me not hate my fellow man.
Actually, Leslie, I've experienced that too. This summer on Facebook, we actually lost a handful of followers because I shared a meme from MoveOn.org, and I don't remember who the quote was, but it was how they twist the word choice. And so I did the same thing. I said, "This is why we must take the word choice back from the left. They twist it. This is a conservative value, not a liberal one." And I explained how to refute the argument. We must have lost 4 or 5 people because all they saw was MoveOn, the party of choice shared MoveOn.org's photo.
Exactly. They didn't read the text that you had with it. Oh my God, what do we do?
I'm sorry. I've got one that beats both of you guys, like, all day, all night. It's not even close. I wrote an article about clickbait, and the cover image, when you share the thing, is a full big picture that has clickbait stamped across the front. The title of the piece was something about Obama going to run for illegal third term, because that was another clickbait title. The words clickbait, the description that I gave when I shared the piece, said it was clickbait. The only thing people read was the title and shared it saying, "Obama, you bastard." They're bright red letters that said clickbait. And they only read the text of the title. That's it. And that's what they shared it on. They shared the link to the article without reading the piece and without even looking at the picture.
And I'm sure it happens on the left. And people are busy. They're they're glancing at social media from their cell phone. They're only seeing the picture, and they're clicking to reshare because they think the picture is clever, or the picture makes them feel something, and they reshare it, and they don't realize what they're doing. But it causes more harm than good. The people that do this, we can't change other people. We can't really. What can we do to make this happen less? Is there anything?
I mean, talk about it more. We've been talking about it. It's something that has been a constant issue and something that we try and raise awareness about. But it's just, and that's the other thing, is that we don't come out and just yell at people. We don't admonish people. We try and say, hey, this is not what you want to do. We're not trying to be jerks about it. Fishy?
No, I think, and Leslie had introed it this way, there are two things going on. The first is that within the right, there's that culture. There's some people whose values are, maybe making their name off of attacking other conservatives, or there's that culture that it's okay to tear down somebody for some reason or another. And then there's the whole culture of not paying attention at all, and I think they stem from the same place. There are people whose priorities are not advancing the conservative movement. They are emoting, or they are trying to make a name for themselves, or trying to bolster themselves by making someone else look bad, whether it's interpersonally or taking a shot at someone who's got somewhat of an audience and a name. Those things come from people whose value is not, the highest value for them is not advancing conservatism. I think, can we agree that that's at the root here?
I would agree with that it's not their highest value, because if it truly was, if you're more interested in promoting conservatism, you set aside the personal, you set aside the ego, and it's about the cause. If it was truly about the cause, you're willing to take second fiddle to the cause, and that certainly isn't happening, especially when you get into personal attacks on things. And you see that on the left, where they are willing to push the cause. They're willing to set aside their own ego. They're willing to set aside... Hold on, I got a dog that's misbehaving. Sorry. For those that don't know, we have a new pup called Harley, and trying to sort between Lily, who's the adult, and Harley, and there's discipline issues. Anyway, I apologize.
My previous dog was named Harley. Give Harley a big kiss for me, because there's a Harley up in heaven that is looking down on him and saying, be a really awesome dog, and don't obey anything your master tells you to do.
Okay, I'm never putting you in my circle of friends on Google+.
My Harley was the most awesome golden retriever the planet has ever seen.
I have he's a German Shepherd Husky mix, so...
Oh my God, awesome.
He's a cutie. So he's about 6 weeks old, 6 pounds, and a bundle of energy until he decides, okay, I'm done, and then just falls over and goes to sleep.